Good morning, Octopath Traveler community. Silveroxis here, and this is the patch notes overview for July 2nd, 2026, and the roadmap overview for August to September 2026, as they randomly dropped that in the middle of the night last night. So I'm going to be going over both in this short video. So they are rerunning Shauna this week. So Shauna is still an exceptional support unit and amazing for any account in the game. The issue with rerunning her now is just that it's really bad timing, with Final Fantasy VI Part 2 being next week, and huge banners coming up that I'm going to explain in the roadmap. So just be very careful if you do want to rerun and pull for her. If you don't have her, I'd recommend the paid selector, or potentially waiting to do a 6k pass pity at this point, because this is a very weird time to get a rerun. They're also rerunning EX Alane and normal, and to give her and normal Alane their old 20s. They're not rerunning normal Alane, but both these units are very bad and outdated anyway, so do not bother with this banner. Shauna and EX Alane, as well as the Final Fantasy VI character part 1s, are getting Guidestones boosted still in hunts. The Job Tower is rotating in, Thief and Dancer are rotating in, so make sure you're caught up on those. And the Awakening Exchange shards or stones are being added from Reyna and EX Levina. It feels a little early for them, but both of them are not worth sharding for regardless. One's Gen Pool and EX Levina is just not worth it either necessarily, in my opinion. And then, souls, that's normal. Then they're also, the power-up packs are just bad, so NetEase just hasn't learned that these packs suck, so don't ever buy them. The half Annie celebration still going on with and they're announcing the next two Kindling Wish promotions. One is already available that people have already probably seen in game, being EX Elrica's Grand Seal is available, which is, she has a very good A4 that I'd recommend every account get. So if you don't own her, throw $1, that's good. The Awakening Stone shards, basically 9,000 shards is amazing. I'd throw $1 at that. Gold Guide Stones, I wouldn't waste $1 on, just because later accounts, you have so many Guide Stones that you'll never use. Early accounts maybe, but that's up to you. And then the final Wish, Kindling Wish promotion is going to be EX Casty. If you don't have her yet, or you want to try to get a cheap dupe for $1, and free rubies times 1,000, which is always worth throwing a bean at. 5-star heroic seals. If you're like a really new or early account, that could be worth trying to get a nice power up, because that's 3 6-star characters right there. But if you're like a long-term account or have like the pass, the Pursuer pass, you may not need to spend $1 in that, because you're already getting plenty of seals, and you're going to get caught up and have more seals than you'll know what to do with in the near future anyway. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. But that's everything about the current patch notes, so let's move on to the roadmap. Alright, so the roadmap is very, very interesting. There's actually very lot of stuff crammed into July, as you can see. You got July 9th is the Final Fantasy VI Part 2 collab. July 13th is going to be the Octopath Traveler 8th anniversary, so we might get a middle of the week celebration there. But the very interesting thing is that there's no break. We're jumping straight into the 16th. So because you can see here, there's a break. Like JP got a 2-week break between Sacred Hearts and Final Fantasy VI Part 2. NetEase apparently decided we don't get that break, because the big update is coming on July 16th, just 1 week after Final Fantasy VI Part 2 with Crosspass. That doesn't have anything to do with the banner, but you can look below. It's adding the Dreadrot domain and the Lantern update. And the Dreadrot domain, I believe, is the sword is the next level 100 weapon coming. But the Lantern update, that is the TP level 2 update you might have heard a lot about. So that's like the Torch Points Enhancement level 2, where it enhances the active and passive skills for Travelers, as well as giving them a bonus for having them all, as well as giving an extra 10 stats. Also, if you upgrade stuff, it also doubles the value of A1 and A3. There's a whole bunch of info about that coming. I'm going to be making a full guide on that as soon as I can to help people understand how it works, because those resources are very slow to get. Also, August is very sparse. As you can see, there is a collab rerun in August. That is looking to be, in my opinion, will probably be Triangle Strategy Part 2. Triangle Strategy, not Part 2, sorry. Just Triangle Strategy as a rerun to get their Ultimate 20, but probably not TP2, because JP doesn't even have them yet. But as you can see, yeah, so on the 16th, I'm predicting it's probably going to be the Sacred Hearts banner, or Runelon and EX Richard, the War Master Richard. The thing is, because TP2 came with Runelon and EX Richard and JP, but for us, they could switch it around and do it early, so just be prepared that on July 16th, it's going to be Sacred Hearts or Runelon and EX Richard, and then the other one is going to be coming on July 30th, almost for certain. So those are very high-value banners back-to-back. Sacred Hearts might be a skip for some lower spend accounts, but for the higher spend accounts and stuff, those are just both A4s that are must-owns. It is good that they're coming with the Lantern update, because that way, if you do dump on them for their A4s, you're going to get a lot of pull frags, which I'll explain for the Lantern stuff as well. But yeah, just be prepared for July 16th and July 30th being Sacred Hearts into Rulon and EX Richard, or vice versa. Really, really big stuff to come. So like July is very, very stacked, and then August just doesn't have a lot. Besides Octopath Day and the Triangle Strategy rerun, in my opinion. I mean, it could be a different collab rerun, but it's probably Triangle Strategy. As for TP2, like I said, just be prepared. My reviews will always cover TP2 for units that haven't, and I will be giving recommendations of what units are worth TP2ing and which ones aren't. So just keep that in mind. As for the future, because of how sparse August is, there's probably going to be just a few units that are coming, like Feints, Yomi, and Nada might be coming in August, or at least 2 of them will come in August. Raime will probably be in mid-September, and based on the timing of things, I'm going to be predicting that the Romancing Saga 2 collab will probably be in like October to early November, based on how things are, but it could be even earlier if NetEase doesn't have a lot of space or breaks, depending on how they do things. So just kind of be flexible and be prepared. I'll update as more info becomes available as well. But yeah, so like I said, it's crazy that we're getting no break after Final Fantasy VI Part 2. Just, yeah, Sacred Hearts. I'm going to get my reviews up as soon as I can for Sacred Hearts and for mainly the TP2 update. But yeah, as you can see, it's just of the units that are yet to come, you can see that there's just a few units that can come in August, and then Raime, and depending on if we get a break, EX Tiziano and EX2 Lavino are New Year's banners for JP, but they're probably going to be coming in like late September for us or early October, because our seasonals just don't line up with JP seasonal timings anymore. So that's just something to keep in mind. Other than that, that's pretty much all the information that matters right now. So thanks for anyone that watched this video, and as you can see, just the information. This is just the timeline that we have that I'm guesstimating when things are going to be coming. So anyway, thanks for anyone that watched. Please like and subscribe for more COTC content to come in the future. All your support in the channel means the world. I will keep doing my best to make the content. Like I said, the big power creep of RS2 is probably, like I said, coming in October. So just be prepared for that, or early November. Otherwise, stay tuned for more information to come for the channel, and I will see you guys all next time. See ya.